Well, here we are, 15 races into the Xfinity season for 2024. And what better time to do a little report card on some of these drivers. Now, I did an episode at the end of the season last year called Time to Shine, where I focused on three drivers and, well, just kind of felt they needed to shine this year because if not, well, it could be a little bit devastating to their career. So today, we're going to take a look at these guys and, well, we're going to let you decide for yourself.
3, 2, 1.
What's up, everyone? Todd Brown, That Racing Show. Thanks for dropping by to my little YouTube platform here to talk racing with you. And yeah, man, we're going to talk about these drivers, drivers like Hailie Deegan and Josh Williams. You know, just people that. Let's get honest right here. Anytime I talk about Hailie Deegan, I get nervous. You Hailie Deegan fans are y'all rough. Y'all rough on an old guy like me with the conversations. I did that episode back then. I put out stats and Lord have mercy. People went crazy because there's like two different types of fans out there, race fans, when it comes to Hailie Deegan. There's people who think, she don't deserve to be there. And then there's her fans who, Lord, it's some of the strongest fan base there is out there. I will not doubt that. I won't say anything different about that. Y'all vicious. Y'all vicious on me. Actually, I had somebody tell me that her dad should whoop my ass or something like that just for putting out stats. And I was thinking then, like, what driver's dad gets into fights out there?
Man, feels good.
Yeah. But anyways, yeah, we're going to talk about Hailie Deegan. We're going to talk about Sheldon Creed, Josh Williams, and some other names adding into this right here. But I want to start out right now with Sheldon Creed because this is very interesting to me because Sheldon, in a very powerful team last year, that 2-car over there, RCR, made a move over to Joe Gibbs Racing. Sheldon, unfortunately, not able to get a win yet in his career, wasn't able to do an RCR, and, had to think, this move over here to Joe Gibbs Racing, I'm going to get me a win. But unfortunately, that's not been the case so far. So let's take a look right now at the 2023 stats for Sheldon Creed over there in that 2-car RCR. And you can see right here, best finish of second place. Top fives, had 2 top fives. Top 10s, he had 6 of those. Top 20s, 6 of those. So obviously if he was in the top 20, he was in the top 10. But then as far as 30th or worse, 1 of those. So not bad as far as 30th or worse. Able to take care of stuff right there, but still not able to get that win. Now we're going to take a look over here this year at JGR. Once again, best finish of second place. Tying his record, I guess you could say. Top fives, 6 of those right there. So obvious improvement from 2 to 6 with that. Top 10s, 9 of those. So again, obvious improvement from 6 to 9 of those. In top 20s, from 6 to 11. So almost double him out there. Then top or 30th or worse, 3 of those right there. So basically, when I have to look at this and evaluate it, in my opinion, definitely doing better this year. So much better, but when you look at it, you got to say, when's that win coming? Because as I said in that episode last year, this is time to shine. You're going from one ride where people are winning in it. Your replacement's already won this year in that car in his very first year in this series. You're in a Joe Gibbs Racing car where there's part-time drivers in these cars out there at Xfinity that are winning. Kind of got to be expected to win. And a lot of racing left to do this year. So hopefully he'll be able to get this train going. Because I think he's a great driver. And I think he's going to break through that door here sooner than later. And once it happens, I think more are going to come with it. But let's take a look now at his replacement compared to him over there, RCR. So we got the stats up here for Sheldon Creed at RCR last year. And let's look at Jesse Love right here. He has the best finish of a win. 1 win already this year, top fives. 3 of those, so more top fives at this moment. Top 10s, 7 right there, so more top 10s, but pretty close as far as the top fives and top 10s. Then top 20s, 12 of those, so double the amount of top 20s of what Sheldon had. And 30th or worse, even right there with 1 of those. So when I look at this, Jesse is doing a little bit better this year than what Sheldon did last year in this car, but pretty close, pretty equal, just minus that win. So I have to say, as far as with Sheldon, I have to give him the benefit of the doubt on all this about time to shine, and he's doing it. Hasn't got that win yet, but still, I'm feel pretty good about the fact of saying he's doing pretty good. Now let's talk about this other driver right here, and I'm gonna tell you again, I get nervous even mentioning this young lady right here because it's either one way or the other, and in the middle, it's crazy the comments that come with this. But we're gonna talk right now about Hailie Deegan. Um, and this is her first year in the Xfinity Series full time over there. So let's take a look. Let's just take a look. I'm gonna be quiet. Won't get myself in trouble. We're gonna take a look at their stats for this year. Best finish, 12th place finish out there. So with a 12th place being their best finish, obviously not gonna be no top fives, not gonna be no top tens. Then we take a look at 20th or better, and she does have 4 of those right there. So got that going for 4 top 20s, best finish of 12th for the season. Then we take a look at those 30th or worse, and there's 7 of those. 15 races into the season. So almost half the races into the season has been 30th or worse. And of course, this is not all on her in any aspect. And I'm going to be quiet about this part right now. We're going to just skip right over here to the driver who was in this car last year. Obviously, different number, but that would be Brett Moffitt, who was sitting in the seat with them last year. And at this time last year, Brett had a best finish of 6th place right there. As far as top fives, equal right there. No top fives, but top tens. He did have 3 top tens at this point. And top 20s, he had 10 of those. So double the amount of top 20s. And 30th or worse, he only had 1. So 7 30th or worse, 1. So in this case, evaluating this, I do have to say that Brett Moffitt was doing better in this car than what she's doing right now. But once again, we got the rest of the season to go. Anything could happen. I do think Hailie is a great driver. And I really feel bad for her in so many aspects about flack she gets from some people. But this is an interesting story for me just to see what happens, how far her career goes, or if it slowly starts to dissipate. So something we'll follow. And once again, don't attack me on this. I'm just giving stats, man. That's all I'm doing. But now I want to talk about this other guy here, Josh Williams. Obviously, Josh made big news when he parked it there last year, got out of the car. Everybody loved that. Brought eyes on him, brought a lot of attention to him, brought the attention of Colleague Racing. Put him out there in that car this year, that 11 car. So what I want to do first here is I want to take a look at Josh's stats from last year at DGM Racing. And you'd think that by performance levels, it should be a lot better with Colleague. But anyways, boom, here we go. Best finish last year at this time was a 10th place finish. Top fives, no top fives at this point. Top tens, he did have 1 top 10 with DGM at this point, 2023. 7 top 20s, but unfortunately, 6 of 30th or worse. And now we're going to take a look at this year with Colleague Racing. Best finish of 7th, so an improvement right there with that. Top fives, still the same results right there. No top fives. Top 10s, 3 of those, so definite improvement on top 10s. Top 20s, 7. Right there, 7 and 7. Good drink, by the way. But anyways, so no improvement in that aspect right there. But then 30th, 4 of those, so an improvement, slight improvement there of 30th or worse. But just to look at the comparisons of the two, really not big improvements, in my opinion, from last year to this year. And still, a lot of racing to go. I do. I think Josh is a great driver. So I definitely think there's a lot of things for him in the future with this. But now I want to take a look at him compared to Daniel Hemric, who was in the Colleague Xfinity car last year. So again, here's Josh Williams' stats from this year with Colleague Racing. And we're going to take a look at Daniel here. Had a best finish at this point of 2nd place. So a 2nd compared to a 7th. Obviously, Daniel, benefactor of that. Top 5s, Daniel had 1 of those. So benefactor of that as well. Top 10s, had 4 of those. So he's got 1 more top 10 at this point. So was doing better with that. Top 20s, 10. So doing a little bit better than what Josh Williams is doing right there. And 30th or worse, only 2 of those. So in comparison with that, definitely goes in the favor of Daniel on that aspect. But and I'm just going to keep saying this again. We got a lot of racing left to do. I do believe Josh has got some good things still to come for him this year. Now I want to take a look at the other driver over there at Colleague Racing, the Trackhouse driver who's over there at Colleague Racing in these cars, and that is Shane Van Gisbergen. Shane, his first season in the Xfinity Series out here. So we're going to compare the stats of what Josh has done against SVG. So once again, here is the stats for Josh in 2024. There's SVG. SVG, best finish, first place, 2 times. Has 2 of those right there. So definitely that's in the favor of SVG with that right there. Top 5s, he has 3 of those. So once again, 3 of those, 2, none for Josh. So definitely in the favor of SVG. Top 10s, he's got 4 of those. So 1 more. So that's 1 point in favor of SVG with that. Top 20s, he's got 11 of those compared to the 7 over there for Josh. And 30th or worse, only has 2 of those. So when you compare it, I mean, if we're doing a report card right here, and I'm just giving the facts. We're giving a report card right here. Daniel Hemric was doing better in that car last year. SVG is doing better than what he's doing at this point right now. And again, but this is luck. I mean, this is things that have happened. There's a lot of things that have played into this. And once again, you can't do a real report card till the end of the year. At the end of the year, easier to sit back and diagnose the whole system for the year, the situations that happen with them, and the best finishes and where they ended up. So still a lot of racing to go, but I want to get your opinions on this as far as what you think about these stats. Again, man, I labeled that episode Time to Shine. Do you think any of these guys right now are shining with the situations they're in? And when I say this, I mean the 3 that I talked about, Sheldon Creed, Hailie Deegan, or Josh Williams, and the other guys that I've added in there too as well. Are any of these guys, are they actually shining? Are they making an imprint in the series this year? Or are things not improving that much? So something I want to talk about with you. So please drop them comments down below. And man, if you like what I'm doing, hit that subscribe button. Please give this episode a like. And let's talk racing. 'Cause, man, that's why I'm here. And I don't like it when you yell at me. Don't be doing all that. Let's talk civil. Especially if you're a Hailie Deegan fan. I like her. I think she's a great racer. And, future is going to be what it's going to be. So I'll leave that up to the racing gods. I'm just here to talk about it. Anyways, hope you're off to a great week. And, man, as always, we'll see you at the checkered flag.